Hello, this is the voice of Debatu. Susie, one of our technicians, and I have come to the Open Sight head offices today to speak with David McKeigue, who's the CEO of the charity. We're going to find out what he has in store for Open Sight and its members in the immediate future, and of course run through the services it provides. You're a busy man, David, and we appreciate the time you've allotted to us, so thank you. First of all, how long have you been with Open Sight, and where did you come from?
Well, hello everybody. It's David McKeigue here. I'm the Chief Executive of Open Sight, and time's flown, and it's coming up for nearly 3 years that I've been here at Open Sight, and they've really gone by really quickly. Prior to joining Open Sight, I worked for 8 or 9 years, again in the voluntary sector or the third sector, but for mental health charities. And prior to that, I spent 25 or 30 years in the private sector in senior management positions in the telecoms and IT sector. So very exciting, very fast moving sector, but lots of useful assistive technology experience that hopefully we will be able to see coming into the visually impairment sector.
And what are your plans for Open Sight the future plans, should I say, for Open Sight in the way?
Yeah, so we're really at the end of the first year of our strategic implementation. So we have our strategy that is based around 3 core pillars. And what we're trying to do in this forthcoming year is really continue to implement and progress that strategy. And so far, as I say, a year into it, it's been extremely successful. And just by way of a reminder, 3 core pillars are being able to significantly increase our reach and impact across the county of Hampshire, to increase our pathway of services that we provide for visually impaired clients, and also to really promote a lot more than perhaps we were the whole area of eye health around awareness and particularly around prevention. And no doubt we'll talk a little bit about that as we go through this interview.
Yes, there's a marathon being run apparently, isn't there, by Sue?
Yeah.
To increase the school visits, is it?
Yeah. So one of our initiatives is, as I've said, about trying to, I suppose, create more awareness around eye health. And in particular, we've started to focus on children, primary and secondary age children. And as you know, Terry Smith, whom you'll hear from shortly, does go out and do Keep Your Eyes Right talks to primary school children and indeed secondary school children. But what we've discovered that actually on the back of that, not only is there a cost to that, but actually we've discovered that quite a few young children entering primary school often enter it with an undiagnosed eye condition. It's just not picked up. Often their teeth are perfect, but parents, for whatever reason, and no fault of their own, no doubt, forget to perhaps think about their eyes. And at such an early age, that is really important that their eye health is picked up because it can affect learning capability. So it's extremely important. And as you mentioned, our trustee, Sue Walker, who's the chair, is actually running in the Virgin Money London Marathon on the 28th of April, doing her run, and all the proceeds will go towards funding Terry and some of Terry's team to go out and continue their talks to the schools right across the county of Hampshire. So it's really brilliant, and we estimate it costs about 50p per child to actually have a talk delivered. So for 50p, it's practically nothing, isn't it?
Nothing at all.
It's not even a cup of coffee. So it's brilliant that we're doing that. And there's a number of other fundraising initiatives that we're doing on the back of trying to continue to fund this particular exercise.
And what other services does the charity provide for the members?
So there's a wealth of services that we now provide. So you probably, or some of your listeners will be familiar with our clubs. So these tend to be the perhaps more longer established clubs, of which there are 16, and they continue to operate really well, so we're really pleased with those. And we've recently had a new addition to that number, so in fact it's now 17 with the addition of Totten. Totten have now got a club, which is brilliant. To support that, we also have probably about 4 or 5 working age groups as well. So that is, as the name implies, that's a similar social group, activity group, but for working age people, which is brilliant, and we're looking to grow and expand that. Other services would include our benefit service, which is tremendous. We've been very lucky in having a new independent living advisor who's got a great focus on benefits, and her name's Lorraine Brown, and she's fantastic. She's getting herself out and about to all visually impaired clients, supporting them with benefit submissions, mostly around attendance allowance or independent living allowance. And seeing great success. For those of you perhaps haven't thought about maybe even attendance allowance, it's a non-means tested benefit. You don't have to show anybody your bank account or what's in it or what money you've got stashed under your mattress. It's non-means tested, but it can, at its lowest level, be something in the order of £50 to £60 a week, just by simply filling out a form. Of course, the art is how you fill out that form, and that's what we're particularly good at. So if that's of interest to you, please give us a ring. Of course, we do also offer independent living days or info days. Pam Bateman organises those, and Pam does a great job in organising probably 4 or 5 events throughout the year, and they're all very well publicised in the Open Sight magazine that hopefully you will all be aware of as listeners. If not, get in contact with us and we'll put you on our database. Steve Geary provides a low vision assessment, so that's around magnification and independent living aids. That's a free to access service, and often involves Steve visiting you in the comfort and safety of your own home to do that assessment. And I think the final service to perhaps mention is our children and family service. A fantastic service that's run by Jenny Collins, and as the name again implies, it's very much supporting visually impaired children and young people, and of course the families that surround them, who often need emotional type support, and Jenny does a fantastic job for that. And for those of you who may remember, who came along to the Family Fun Day back in September last year, we are planning 2 more similar Family Fun Days actually, so we'll be notifying you of those dates fairly soon.
Brilliant, that sounds fantastic. Now, supposing people are listening to this are not members of Open Sight, does this include them as well?
Yeah, so obviously our services are geared very much towards people with a visual impairment. That's what we do. But we do provide support to perhaps other people around those visually impaired people. So that could be carers, could be family members, friends. So, and of course, we would not want to turn anybody away from any of our groups who may wish to come along in support of a visually impaired person.
Right. Thank you, David, for your time and the information you've given to our listeners. And listeners, if you have any queries at all that you think Open Sight can help you with, please phone 02380 641244. That's 02380 641244.
Thank you very much for asking me to participate in this. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope your listeners have enjoyed it. Could I just put out an appeal? We talked about the marathon, the Virgin Money London Marathon, on Sunday the 28th of April. It's been run by our chair, Sue Walker, and all those proceeds goes towards the Eye Health for Children, a service that I described earlier. If you would like to donate, you can contact us here, either at the office on the number that's just been provided, or perhaps you can go onto the Just Giving website, and that address is www.justgiving.com/fundraising/Sue Walker 50. Thank you very much.